If you've been eyeing a laser cutter for your crafting workshop, then you're going to love today's video. Hi, I'm Sonia from Sustain My Craft Habit. MakeBlock sent us their 55-watt xTool P2 laser cutter to unbox and test out. Unlike the M1 and F1 diode lasers that we've previously reviewed, the xTool P2 is a CO2 laser cutter, making it the laser of choice when it comes to cutting acrylic, wood, and other materials. This machine is part of MakeBlock's professional series, hence the P. It's fast, versatile, and super easy to use. In this video, we're going to unbox the machine, talk about our experience with the setup, including some of the steps that we got stuck on, and then we're going to make 3 beginner projects. So let's get started.
Setting up the xTool P2 is definitely a two-person job, we'd say, at nearly 130 pounds, and just the size of the box makes it difficult for one person to handle, in which case we'd highly recommend a dolly or a lift to be able to move it around. After taking off that outer packaging, it came really well packaged. We placed the machine onto our working surface. Inside the compartment was more protective packaging, as well as some manuals, sample materials, cords, and other accessories, including the venting tube and even the antifreeze that's needed if you house your machine in a cooler climate area. After removing the foam packaging from inside the compartment, it was time to take off the brackets which hold the laser module in place. So this was actually the first part that we got a little bit stuck on because it wasn't clear from the instructions what we were supposed to remove. There are 2 bolts that hold the bracket in place, one at the side that screws into the side of the machine, and then a second one underneath this bar here. And so you can see you just untwist it until it comes completely out, and then the entire bracket comes loose. And you'll want to do this on both sides of the machine. And once that piece comes loose, you won't need this anymore. You can set it aside. You'll see that your carriage arm is able to freely move. And once that's out of the way, you can remove the remainder of the packaging from inside the compartment. The instruction manual is really helpful, and there are all these little stickers around to kind of point out where the next steps are going to be. So for this part, we're going to unscrew this one little screw. Once we got that screw out of there, we were able to slide out the base plate, which also had a bit more packaging as well as some sample materials. The standalone version of the xTool P2 comes with these riser slats, which are removable. You can take them out if you want to engrave thicker objects. There is also a honeycomb panel available for the xTool P2, and we are probably going to get this because having used the machine with these slats, we found that the pieces, especially if we're cutting smaller pieces, do fall in sometimes. So if you are cutting smaller items or engraving smaller materials, you may want to consider upgrading to the honeycomb panel. The next part of the setup was probably the most challenging part, and that involves taking off the back cover so that we can fill the fluid chamber in the back. Now, so don't judge us, but it took us a minute to figure out that this screwdriver has 2 different types of heads on it, and you can flip them around depending on which types of screws we're trying to get out. There are 5 screws in total to remove from the front, and what this is doing is unscrewing that back plastic panel, which we'll remove next, from the machine. So don't worry, you're not going to, unscrew the lid or anything like that, and be sure to put this little screws in a safe place because we're going to put them back in after we've filled the tank. We then moved to the back of the machine where we took out the 4 screws that were there holding this L-shaped panel. Okay, so here's the next sticky point we came across. It was a little tricky to figure out how best to get this panel off, and what we found was if we started at one side and sort of pried our fingers in there, the little clips or pieces where that panel was kind of stuck came out. So once we were able to get those clips apart, we could pull the whole thing up and remove it from the back panel. So yeah, it is possible. It was a little tricky to get this part off, but it does eventually come off, and then it exposes this whole back part, including the CO2 tube at the back. Like my sister Sonia, many people choose to house their xTool P2 machines in a garage or in a basement that might get cold. So for us, on this particular day in Canada, when we put our machine together, it was snowing outside and at freezing temperature. xTool highly recommends and provides this antifreeze to put inside the machine. In the user manual, there's a table that outlines the volume of antifreeze that should be used in relation to the amount of purified water. So for our area, we were using 550 milliliters of antifreeze and then just over a liter of the purified water. If your lowest temperature in your region never goes below freezing, then you would actually just fill the compartment with the purified water, 1600 milliliters of that, rather than any antifreeze. We used a measuring cup to measure out the amount of water that was suggested, and this is actually a two-step process. So in this first step, we added 610 milliliters of the water to the antifreeze solution that we had already placed in the machine. In our situation, we were following the steps of the instructions, which say to put the antifreeze in first and then add the water. But once we actually put everything together, we received an error when we started up the machine, and we suspect that that was because the antifreeze and the water didn't have a chance to fully mix together, and that the antifreeze kind of filled the tubes, was too thick, because once we left the machine for a couple hours and the water and the antifreeze had time to dissolve together, the error vanished. Now it was time to power up the laser, so we plugged in this adapter into the machine and then into the electrical outlet on the wall, and then powered on the machine. Well, she powers up. So at this point, we were expecting there to be more activity in the back, and so we kind of suspected something was a little bit off, but the machine did power on, and the laser module head was moving around, so we just figured maybe we needed to add more of the water as instructed in the manual for the second step of the filling process, because when you turn the machine on, the fluid kind of fills all the little compartments, and then you have to top up the fluid basin with some more purified water. You just want to go slow and be sure not to overfill. At this point, we turned the machine on, and it did start, and it seemed to fill completely, but we were still getting an exception error. So we decided to go and do some research and actually get the laptop to try to connect the xTool P2 to the Creative Space software to see if we could kind of get a solution to what the error that we were seeing. And interestingly, by the time we came back a little while after lunch and after doing that research, all ready to connect our machine to the Creative Space software, when we powered it on again, that error had vanished and the machine looked like it was all ready to go. So that's our suspicion, was that the antifreeze was just a little bit too thick. It hadn't fully diluted with the water solution, and just by giving it a bit of time, it did that. So once we were happy that things looked good, we put the back panel back onto the machine and then connected the exhaust tubing to the outlet at the back of the xTool P2.
Are we going to cut something?
Yes, Sonia, it's time to cut something. We decided to create a few projects using the sample materials that were included in with the xTool P2, and the first one was a little coffee bar sign using the balsa wood. So Sonia simply placed the piece of wood onto the risers in the machine and then used these little clips to hold it in place so that it doesn't move around during the cutting. After connecting our laptop via USB to the machine, we opened up the xTool Creative Space software, and onto the canvas, you'll simply insert an image. This software is free to use, and it's what you need to run the machine. And in order to design the images, you can either use the tools that are here in the software, you can import your own designs, and we have a whole post on where to find SVG files for cutting projects like this one. The designs we're using in this video are free for you, so you can head to sustainmycrafthabit.com and download them from there. I'll be sure to leave the links in the description below. So once you've imported the image, you're going to click on the different elements to decide which function you're going to use. So there are 3 functions. You can either cut, engrave, or score. For our project, we're going to simply cut all these pieces out, and after sizing it using the panel at the right, we simply press process and the machine will go. You do actually pre-select the material that you have in the machine. There's a drop-down function that you can use that's actually pretty accurate, but there are also some tweaking that can be done manually with the different settings. So this is where it becomes a bit of an art over time, that you'll get more familiar with how different materials cut. This cut just took a few minutes. It was so quick, and you can see here we're just removing the little elements from the backer. And then Sonia just mounted this in her little bar area with some double-sided tape. For the next project, we're going to cut this cardstock that was also included in with the sample materials. So after again placing it inside the compartment, Sonia clipped the piece on using the little clips that were included. We're going to again start by clicking on that image import button, finding the SVG file that we're using on our computer, and then inserting that onto the canvas. You can see this design comes with 3 different pieces that we'll just ungroup once we bring it in. And some of these pieces are meant to be cut, like those outside lines, where the inside lines will be scored. So here we're using 2 different processing types on this project and adjusting some of the settings. You select again the material that will be used and then use those functions to indicate how much power and duration you'll want to use. We find that the settings that are built into the xTool Creative Space software are pretty effective, but again, this is a great time to kind of learn a little bit about how the different materials cut and how much time you'll need. Now at this point, if you wanted to do multiple copies of your images, you can select them and then right-click and copy them, which will give you multiple copies of those files. Once you're ready to go, you click Process at the top right, and this will show you the path of the processing, and then hit Start. And you can see here, first it'll do all the scoring functions on your design, and then it'll go back and cut around the outside. The xTool P2 has 2 16 megapixel cameras, giving it amazing precision when it comes to engraving and positioning. The 180-degree panoramic camera gives you a complete view of the entire area, whereas the close range camera can get you really close up for precise engravings. Stay tuned in the coming videos where we'll engrave really tiny things like toothpicks, jewelry, pebbles, and small scraps to make the most of your materials. And there we go. After a few minutes, we have our pieces come out, and that's so neat. Like, we've never cut cardboard before, and it's really beautiful. It looks like it was cut with a blade, not a laser, but it was a laser, and you can get so much detail in your designs. You can see how you could easily cut out a whole bouquet of these sunflowers in cardboard or wood or anything else, and we have this cutting file for you over at sustainmycrafthabit.com. Okay, so next we're going to show you the fun of cutting acrylic. Spoiler alert, we did already cut one piece out, but I wanted to show you because we had to test it before showing, and we only had one piece of this beautiful multicolored see-through acrylic. These sheets came from xTool. xTool has a growing number of materials and surfaces to use for laser cutting, including jewelry, tumblers, wood, and more. But as we mentioned before, the CO2 laser, like the P2, really shines when it comes to cutting all sorts of acrylics. And so Sonia wanted to make a happy birthday cake topper using a free design that we also have available for you. So again, we're going to simply click on the image icon and import that SVG file from wherever you saved it on your device. After sizing it, we're going to find the material over in the right side panel. This is the 3mm pink glitter translucent acrylic. Next, you'll select the design and make sure that you have the cut function indicated. and this will automatically load some of the settings. Now, Sonia found that lowering the power to 60% and 28 millimeter per second speed did the trick for this particular acrylic. Next, we'll press process. It shows the preview image. Then we'll start and watch the magic happen. You always want to be careful when cutting the acrylic, making sure that you are venting either outdoors or into a filtration system if you are cutting this indoors. But the xTool P2 does such a beautiful job. It's really like a warm knife through butter with this acrylic material. You can see how cleanly the design was cut out in just a few minutes. This type of cake topper product, especially if you're able to personalize it, would make a great product to sell using your xTool P2. Beautiful.
As mentioned before, the xTool P2 is a CO2 laser cutter, and at 55 watts, it's very powerful and very fast. And additionally, it allows you to cut materials that the other machines can't really cut or engrave, like we mentioned, the clear acrylic sheets and the translucent acrylic sheets. So if that's really something you want to pursue, then the P2 is the machine to look into. The one thing to consider, though, is that with the P2, it is a big machine, and you really have to consider where you're going to place it, and you're not going to be able to move it. It's not portable at all. Thank you to MakeBlock for giving us the opportunity to review the xTool P2. We are very excited, and we look forward to sharing more projects with you. So let us know in the comments below what other materials or project ideas you have for us to create and cut and engrave with the xTool P2. Thank you so much for watching.